Hi, I'm Raquel, and this is Law Librarian Plans. Today I will be decorating my Catchall planner using the Summer Collections Volume 2 sticker book by Amber Plants Her Day, some washi from Planything, and some stickers from Proud Sticker Designs. Let's get started. So I am on vacation this week and returning to work on Wednesday of next week. I was planning to go back on Monday, but or Tuesday rather, but I have a second doctor's appointment that was unexpected. So now I'm delaying a little bit longer, which is kind of makes me nervous. I don't like super short weeks like that after vacation, and we'll have to see how that all goes. So I thought this is one set from this sticker book that I have not touched, and I thought it might be fun to use it. Um, it doesn't have I mean, it's cohesive color wise, but it's, there's a little bit of everything. There's some of the desert, there's some of the beach and whatnot. And I figured, why not? I'm just gonna go crazy, go nuts, and put a little bit of everything. The one thing it does not have are big stickers. So this set is mostly smaller stickers, which is going to be great on this side. Here, I'm going to have to think a little bit about it, how it's going to work out. These are all clear stickers. It does have, however, coordinating boxes. So that's very helpful. It even has some bigger coordinating boxes. So this is going to work well with how I like to lay out this particular planner. But anyway, so those are sort of the caveats there. It does have quotes. So if I can find a large quote to take up some space, particularly over here, I will. And I might even, problem is it doesn't, you can't start adding other sets because it doesn't quite coordinate. But I'll find a bigger quote if I can, rather than these tiny ones to fill up some of the space here. So let's go ahead and get started. So the way I use this planner, this is my catch-all. I have another dashboard planner that I use to for work. Sorry, um, it's early morning here, and my brain is clearly not ready yet. So I use another dashboard planner for work, and I was actually looking at this particular one day that sort of got me thinking, well, could this be something that would work also for my work life? So if you want to see how I decorate another dashboard planner for work, you definitely check out um, my videos on that. So let's go ahead, and I think I'm going to start with the functional pieces that go on the left side. I think that's going to be the fastest way to get this going. So I'm going to put this over here and I'll pull from it so you can see what I'm doing. Um, and I usually like one longer box for my home to-dos. I hardly ever fill it up. Um, and that's okay. I just put the big things go here, and then anything else, if it gets, if it gets too overwhelming to look at this, I will pull out a piece of paper and, oh, that's really crooked. Yeah, marvelously so. So anyway, I pull this big one, even though I almost never fill it, because what I don't want is someday when I do need it to not have the space. So it is what it is, you know what I mean? But this, however, is a tragedy. So we're gonna do this. This is a Kelva Plan planner, and the paper is very thick, which is very nice, and it's also very forgiving, especially with me and my skill in putting stickers crooked most of the time. It's very helpful. Okay, so there we go. So we have that. Then I also need another box, and I would have preferred not to have two lined boxes, but I kind of planned myself into this corner. So I'm going to go ahead and put a second box here. And I might even put the third box, except that I have so much space that I really, with the smaller icons, that I really don't want to do that. So now I'm looking at this. It looks a tiny bit bigger on the bottom. So the spacing, so I think that's what I'm going to go for, and um, use that as my guide for which part is the top of the sticker. All right, I think that's almost centered and almost straight. I think it is straight. Oh, good. Okay, so that's pretty darn straight. And then I need a third box here. So the third box is sort of a call out. If there's something, happening that week that I need to know about, that I just want to highlight. Most weeks there is. And so I always have a call out box um, here. And I kind of wish there was another color, but there isn't. So don't want to put the call out here now because I do need those lines. So this is probably the one box that always gives me trouble because I never know what to do with it. So, but I'll put it here. All right, now that's step one. So step two is going to be the second part of the functionality is going to be to use some of the trackers from Proud Sticker Designs. I discovered last week that I'm missing a few of the colors, so I got to go back. She's having a sale. Oh no, she had a sale yesterday. Oh well, next sale I'm gonna go pick up a bunch of them, a bunch of the ones that I'm missing. Somehow all the darkest colors I'm missing. Um, but anyway, when you buy the stickers from her, you can actually ask her to punch them for you. And they're like a mini size for Happy Planner. And then you can or you don't have to, but you can also choose to buy covers from her. This is what her cover looks like. It's a little bit too soft for my taste. So I actually put a clear cover from Live Love Posh so that this is protected on my shelf. But I made them. I have her send them unpunched. She will punch them for you, but I send them unpunched. I'll punch them myself and put them in here. So anyway, so these are the colors, and to save you and I some aggravation of me trying to choose, I've already pulled out the three colors that I'm going to use. Um, I wish there were this fire brick is a little bit brighter than this, and the maroon is too dark. So I figured I picked three colors from the stickers. They're not exactly, the same thing, but if we look at this, we have a turquoisey color, we have the coral, and then the brown is in tiny little accents. So I thought that would be a good contrast because otherwise there's really not much color going on here. Um, or rather, there's not much to work with to get my boxes. So we have our boxes. I use 6 boxes every week for tracking um, my medications, morning medications and evening medications. And I'm thinking and talking. Let me just figure this out like that. Okay, that's going to be the order. And I think I'm going to put them across rather than in a column because again, I have so much space. I'm trying to eat up some of that space. So anyway, um, I track 6 different things every week in this planner. I track my medications, morning medications, and evening medications. Very, very important that I don't miss them. And so tracking myself, making sure, and then if I don't feel well, I can almost always point out to when, oh, I missed my medication. So that's why I try to be good about it. Let's see, I cannot tell. Let's use the tweezers. That's going to help. So anyway, so I track morning and evening medications. I track movement, and I have a very broad definition of movement. I don't want it to be constrained to thinking, oh, it's only if it's a workout. So if I walk, anything I do for 15 minutes or more that involves moving and perhaps maybe a little bit of sweating will count. Um, so my walk to the bus counts as movement. Um, Things like that. If I am, going up and down the stairs, working on things on the house, that counts as movement and so forth. So I have a pretty loose definition. Then the next box is learn. And learn is for both reading, which sadly I haven't been doing enough of lately. And also Duolingo. I have been doing the Italian. Oh my gosh, I'm having trouble putting the sticker down. I don't understand. Shouldn't be that hard. So I've been doing Duolingo now for over a year. And I've been doing Italian. I've been following the Italian lessons. We spent a glorious time in Italy in 20. Oh God, I don't have track of this. I think it was 2023. The 2023? It might have been 2023 or 2022. I can't remember. But anyway, we had a fantastic time, and I'm hoping to go back because, I was able to kind of fake Italian uh, due to the fact that I speak Spanish fluently. And so, but I want to actually be able to speak it next time I go. And so I started taking the lessons a little bit over a year ago, and it's been a lot of fun. So I track my learning, and then the last two are for drinking and sleeping. And for drinking, I know what the recommendations say. They're a little bit of a high bar for me. I don't know why. Well, I think I know why. I do eat fruit and other things that have a high water content, so I don't get thirsty. So I probably don't need to worry about it. But I figure whatever I have that's not water is probably about like 2 cups, maybe not. So my goal is actually to have 6 glasses of water, or beverages in the day. And I count my coffee because my coffee is mostly milk. I make lattes at home, and and I count water and so forth. So that's those things I track. Oh, and then sleep. Sleep is a little bit of a tougher one for me. I have a hard time with sleep. I'll admit it. And so what I do with that is if I get 6 hours of sleep or a score of 80 on my Fitbit, those two count as well. So that's how I use those trackers. Let me tell you about the other things. Since I'm telling you everything, I might as well just tell you what else I do. So this is my to-do list. This is my social, not my social, my planning. So here's where I check off, I write down the planners, spreads that I'm decorating that week and check them off. You'll see, I have a social media planner where I also write them down, but I'm not looking at that, at the beginning of the week or before the week begins. I'm looking at this to make sure that I'm like, I covered everything that I'm supposed to be decorating. And then again, the call out box. All right, so now let's decorate a little bit on this side. I think I like this sun, and I'm gonna get this into your field of vision. I do realize it's a little bit crooked now, but anyway, so I'm gonna use this sun to start, and then we'll see where that goes. There's another sun that I can use on the other side if I need it, and I kind of like the idea of actually, let me put it down for a sec. I did grab some washi, and there's accents of pink on these stickers. You can see a little bit of pink here, so that's why I chose a pink um, washi to use here. I don't know why I don't love putting it all the way to the bottom. Maybe because it's hard to get it completely straight. Um, but I kind of like it just a tiny bit off. I think it also helps that I won't have to punch it or repunch the page because it's that far low that it doesn't interfere with the punches. Sorry about that. I'm reaching for a washi cutter. Okay, so let me do that. And I don't know. I'm trying to be better about using my washi. I have a ridiculously large collection that doesn't get enough use. All right, so now since this is clear on the bottom, I could, you know what, I should. I'm going to cut off the excess material, and then I'm going to put it back down um, against the washi. So bear with me for a sec. I'm doing this off camera because I have a little bit more precision when I can really see what I'm doing. All right, and I didn't cut it quite right, but good enough. Good enough. All right, so there we go. See, that filled up that space very nicely. And then I know why I'm always having trouble. It's because I need to move this one a little bit further. If I put that one a little bit further, I could put something on top of this, but I can't, so I won't. All right, so what else could I put on this page? Um, Let me find a quote. That's the next thing I should definitely do. And I'm going to see what the biggest quote I can find in this book. Um, Take me where summer, but most of all, I love summer. That's really not me. I will be completely honest with you. That should be fall, but it is a big quote and it will fit in the space. So I'm gonna keep that one under advisement. That's why I don't use it, is because I'm like, I feel like a hypocrite using a quote that doesn't really apply to me. Sun and fun, that's small. Enjoy summer days. Oh yeah, those are the ones that I already saw that I thought they were too small. Sunshine on my mind. Wake me up when summer begins. Nah, not unless you put me in air conditioning. Um, Happy times and sunshine. I think I'm gonna have to be a hypocrite and use that quote because I can't find any other quotes that I think are big enough that I like. So that's okay. But most of all, I love summer. Let's pretend for a minute. Um, we had our temperatures, we had a very, like many people this week, had a heat wave, which here, that's like most people will laugh when I say what the temperature was because it's really not that hot. But it was hot enough, and it was too hot for me, for my taste. And so, but last night the temperature went down to the 60s, and oh my God, that was so wonderful. Actually, we turn on the fan. Um, we got a window fan that really pulls in the air from outside, and it does such a nice job. So it was the most pleasant sleep I've had in quite a few days. Um, so all right. Anyway, um, what else could we put in here? I could put a cactus coming out of that. I think that might actually work. Just thinking about something that could sit on top of a box, but I want to see what it looks like. So here's a trick. It doesn't look exactly the same, obviously, because it's backwards, but you can take the sticker, place it backwards, and then that gives you a sense of what it's going to look like when you put it. Now, you do realize here, if I were to put this sticker here, it's going to, when I flip it, it's going to go into this. So not a good sticker for that spot. See, this is why we check these things. This one's too tall. That one's too tall. Maybe this one, this drink. I think that might work. Okay, that's a smallish sticker. I have a heck of a time with this sticker. Oh, you know what? This is the one I already started. So let me start with this. And what I'm willing to do, and if you're willing to not mess up, but to sort of change your sticker book with these stickers, and all of them are the same way. I found very few sticker books that the paper, that the plastic or the clear sticker is thick enough that makes it easy enough to get the stickers out of the book. So I do this with these sticker books, and that way it makes it so much easier to pick up the pages. And yes, that's ripped out of the book, but I don't care much about that. Um, my books do not have to be pristine, for sure. All right, so now I said I was going to use the drink, and see, now it comes off very easily. And I'm going to crop out part of the clear on the bottom, so I can then put my drink on top of this sticker, like so. Okay, that's a little bit better. And then maybe I don't actually need that much. That quote kind of ate up a ton of room. And there are no smallish stickers that I can use to sort of, you know, um, I could put something else on these sides, but I think I'm going to leave it alone. I think we're good. We are absolutely 100% good. Now let's move to the other side. And then for the other side, we're going to start always with functionality, because after all, this has to be functional for what I do. So I have, usually my plan is dots on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And not because they're significant, it's just because I like to stagger them. And then I use boxes elsewhere, and sometimes I will add other things depending on what the sticker book has that I can use. That's how I'm gonna go about filling in this right side. But first of all, functionality. It has to be functional. If it's not functional, um, you know, it's a waste of time. I don't put a lot here. Most of what I do during the week, or rather, most of what I do that's personal, happens on the weekends. So I work Monday through Friday, four days a week at least in the office. Some weeks I have to work the whole week in the office. So I work from 10 to 6. So in the morning is when I sleep in a little bit later. I do a few small things. I make breakfast and things like that, but I don't really get a lot done in the morning. And then by the time I get home at night, it's 6 o'clock. It's after 6 o'clock. I work till 6 o'clock. Then I have to cook dinner, dishes, prep things for the next day. And generally, I want to be in bed by around 10 o'clock because I wake up early naturally. Um, but when I wake up, I'm not like ready to go. I need to take my time to get out of bed and stuff like that. So I don't get much done during the week. I'll 100% honest with that. And so What this usually is if there's something special going on at work, I want to be able to see it here and not have to pull out my work planner. So let's say I have a meeting that I need to look a little bit more presentable because I'm either going to be speaking or it's the somebody important from the university, that sort of thing. Then I want to mark it here. If I have appointments, non-work appointments, I want to mark it here. If there's something going on, if something I have to do that day that's personal, that definitely has to be done on that day, then I want it in here. But other than that, it's not like I'm putting chores on the right side because, again, I'm not working on chores most of the week. So I'm doing anything I'm going to do like that is going to happen on the weekends. And that's fine. It's not my favorite, but the season, the word season, but we're in a season when that's the way it's working. At some point, if I go back to an earlier day schedule kind of thing, then I might be able to do things during the week. But for now, not happening. All right, so I just pulled out this page because honestly, it's going to be a lot easier to work with that. And then I'm going to go back to where the boxes are. I'm trying to find them. Okay, so that then I can add the boxes that go here. So let's start with a pink box. I do like to match what's going on the left side, the colors anyway. So I'm going to put this one here. And I just realized I did not bring my rest of my icons book. So I may go and grab that momentarily. Then here, I want to do something a little bit different. So, and again, this is not guided on anything in particular that I know is happening. I'm not even looking at my schedule. I just like to, shake things up a little bit. So we're going to put one of these. Actually, I already know what I'm going to use one of these boxes for. I just thought about it. And then that's straight. And then I'm going to put a second one here, like so. And I like to leave the top here empty. That's where I usually put icons or reminders. So, and then we have this one, and we'll do that one a little bit differently. Of course, I already used the big box here, so I would have been better off. But anyway, it is what it is. All right, so here, maybe what I'll do is I'll take this one and put it like this. And like I said, since I don't do chores during the week, I mostly do them on the weekends. And again, I'm not putting chores in here. What I'm putting here are things like go to the post office, go to the recycling center, go to whatever. So it's more like events that happen on that day as opposed to um, writing down chores or things like that, because I don't. It doesn't matter which day I do them, as long as I do what I need to do. It can happen Saturday or Sunday, and everything is good. So, all right. Great, like that. And then we need a box here. And now we're going back to this color. We do have one of the big square ones, so I'm going to use that square one here. Okay. And there's that. Now, let's put some deco down. And I'm going to, at some point, after I've put all my deco and everything, oh, I need a quote for there too. Maybe. After I finish my deco, I will grab my icons sticker book to make sure that I am adding a little bit of extra functionality on this side. So let's start with this. I kind of like the idea of making it kind of monochromatic, but I mean, that clearly is not going to be possible in the whole spread, but when I can, I do it so that it looks kind of fun and not monochromatic. That's the wrong word, but I like to try to, bring out the main color complemented with the stickers. And here, this is going to overlap, and that's okay. I'm going to just make sure that it's nice and bubble free. All right, so that is the first 2 days. Then we're going to put something that has a lot more blue, green, blue here. So the stickers that actually match perfectly do exist. I think there's some of these boxes. I just don't have them because, like I said, I don't know how I managed to do that since I've been collecting her stickers for a while, but that's where we are. All right, so let's use this leaf, which is mostly that dark teal on the other side. And And if you ever want to see an after the pen on this, let me know, and I can post something. I haven't ever done really after the pens because I don't know. I never thought mine would be that interesting since I don't do a ton of stuff. So, oh, I kind of like this. I think it's kind of fun. This funky rainbow. So we're gonna line it up here on the bottom, and I love the fact that I still have space here so that I can, if I need to write something extra there. Then here I'm going to use. This is where it gets tricky. Oh, the sunglasses. I think the sunglasses are perfect. So because they're short but wide. So let's use those like so. But we're going to run into the side of our box, or I can cut them off. I think I can do that. It makes me so sad, to cut off stickers because they're so pretty. Um, I love how, the folks who create these sticker books, they have access to that collection. So for the ones who don't draw them, which a lot of them don't, they have access to an artist collection, and they pick, how they pick is fascinating to me. So that even when you see two artists use the same artwork, you know it's still not exactly the same because they pick different graphics within that sort of pattern scheme, whatever. So I've always found that very fascinating. Now I love this guy, but he's too tall for that space. um Most of these guys are going to be too tall for that space, but our friend, this cactus here, is nice and wide, so it will take up space horizontally, but it won't take up space in that top space that I like to use for call outs and stuff. And the big thing that usually happens on Sunday around here, of course, there's a Sunday reset, but I'm also usually groceries. So if my groceries don't get delivered on Saturday, I want to have them delivered on Sunday. So now this is pretty good. Let's see, can I fit my flamingo on this side? I can. So that will reduce, I love the flamingo. I don't know why, but I do. And that will reduce the space that I need for a quote. So then I'm going to see what I can, oops, no, too close. There we go. I didn't want it directly under the sunglasses. So there, that is much better. I am liking this a lot. I think this is about as decorated as I want it at this point. So let me find another quote that I can include. If I can find the page, there we go. That's a good one. That is a good one. Enjoy summer days. Oops. And it's fighting me, so this page is going to get the same treatment, even though I haven't used a single sticker from the page. That will be the first one, but just makes it a lot easier. Whew. All right. 1, 2, 3. And there's still plenty of stickers in this set, so I can actually do another spread with them somewhere else. But there we go. That was the first time using that set. Um, I might actually track that statistic. Um, I'm trying to track my use of materials, and so that would be kind of fun. Like, I used a new set from a book. How many times I did that? Since I have a lot of sticker books, yeah, that works nicely. All right, friends. The only last thing I have to do, if you bear with me, is I'm going to get up and grab my functional stickers. That way we can add the last little bit of functionality. I don't know why I forgot them this time. I forgot them for my last Catchall video. But we want to add a tiny, tiny bit of functionality. And I don't think I have my title stickers, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'll do those. Well, maybe I'll do those after the fact. So this is a Planner Kate uh, sticker book. She does discs. She also does bound ones. I don't know if she does any other kind. I prefer the discs because, as you can see, mine is nice and chock full. I bought the largest discs and I just added pages to it. So here we're going to find some stickers for things for during the week. And first one is on Mondays is meal planning day. And all that means is that I'm putting in, these days I'm not cooking from scratch very often. but I do order from HelloFresh, so that's when my order is due. Then on Tuesday night, oh, we also need a grocery delivery, and that usually is on Saturdays, or at least HelloFresh will be delivered on Saturdays. So I want to make sure to put that there so that I don't forget. And plus, if I do the regular grocery delivery, it would happen. It might happen that day. Then after that, um, and like I said, this is the due date. I'm usually planning ahead, but I just like to highlight that. Then I need trash and recycling. This one has recycling and will eventually, I ordered some stickers during the sale. Oh, important, very important this time of the year, or this time of the month, in particular this day, I have to pay my bills. So I'm going to put a pay bill sticker here. I have this elsewhere, but it doesn't hurt to have it in multiple places. Actually, do I have something that looks like a pillbox? I might actually add that too. Oh, those would be under health. All right. Might as well just go sticker crazy. Next sticker is doctor's appointment. Put that here. Why not? And then I have a doctor's appointment that day too. So let's see. I'll put a doctor's appointment sticker here too, because we can. Actually, I want to put it on the top, on the bottom. It goes on the bottom because it's a late day appointment. So very, very logical there. All right, I'm still looking for that recycling. Oh, I said I was gonna find a pill. Ah, look at that. Those are great. So I'm gonna use this one that says RX, even though that's probably to pick up a prescription. This is a reminder that I set up medicines for the week on that day. And then let's find the recycling icon. I've run out of, I didn't realize I didn't have a whole page of them. So that's why I ended up ordering some. Um, so let's use this one. Oh, that's why I used that color. Okay, whoops. This is when we take out the recycling. And lastly, the trash can icon, I'm gonna owe you because I gotta go find one, and I don't want to look for it right now. I'm gonna see if there's a payday kind of icon. Just because as long as we're using them, we might as well go crazy and use all of them. And there isn't one. That's my payday on Friday. I have delusions of other things, which is why I have all these stickers that I don't use up as often as I should. I love the fact that there's one for the dishwasher though. This separate and distinct from Sunday reset. Okay, I'll use that one. From the washing machine icon. So and there's a washing machine icon and a laundry icon. So I use the washing machine one for when I have to clean the washing machine. Sunday reset. Beautiful. Oh, they're tiny little ones. Oh my goodness, I've been using this for a couple of years. I just realized there's two different sizes on that same sheet. Crazy. All right, so Sunday reset goes here on Sunday. And that's part of what we do is the pills and things like that. Oh my goodness gracious. I didn't even realize that. All right. I think that is that. I think we need to finish right now. So this is my catch-all planner for the week of August 4th. I decorated using Summer Collections by Amber Plans for Day. And I added some trackers from Proud Sticker Designs. The only thing I have left to do, because I don't have them here and I don't want to get up again, is to put the titles on these boxes. So this is going to be to do, this is going to be social, and this is going to be remember. I'll be using some of the Proud Sticker Designs word stickers to finish that off. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe. Thank you so much for coming by and have a great day.